Alright, there it is, the nano-tech 3.0, 3000 milliamp. Alright, I've been using so far the nano-tech 2000 and the nano-tech 1500 on my my 913 Sky Dancer from WlToys, and it's been working pretty good. My 2.0 is starting to bubble a little bit. I mean, very ever so slightly, starting to swell up a little bit, so that's kind of a sign of eventually I'm throwing it away before it does get nasty and cause me to crash. So as I was buying, I saw that 3.0 was on sale, and it's a receiver pack, so it has the connectors that I need, which is the little red ones. It also brings a little black connector, so I can power something else, and it's 3.0. Now, it is thicker than the 2000. Let me go ahead and compare it here real quick. You can see the size. It is slightly bigger, but I have the room on the helicopter, so I'm not too worried about that. And I like the 2000, I like the 2.0 because of the extra weight that it gives in the front of the heli, especially for high winds, so it kind of helps to balance it out. This obviously going to be a much heavier. I think this one was something like 96 grams, and this guy here is 140 grams, so it is a little bit heavier, but it's obviously going to have a longer flight time, and it should give me the extra weight in the front, because this guy works pretty decent, but the extra windy days, like about 14-15 miles an hour winds, that 913 just like doesn't want to move. So I'm gonna try with a little heavier weight on front and see how it behaves, and we'll see. You know, maybe it'll burn out the motor, maybe it's a little too long. Maybe I'll use it, but maybe I'll just pack down the heli with a bunch of LEDs so I can do some night flying, and then the extra 1000 milliamps will compensate and right good, you know. And again, I've only used 20C discharge on the 913. I haven't, you know, dropped anything like a 40C or you know, burst 70C yet, because those motors they're not all that great. They burn out pretty easy. I don't want to overdo it. Well, let's see, maybe if I'll get bored before I step into my Walkera 450. I'll just tear this thing up a little bit just for fun, and then see what I do after that. So I'll keep you guys posted. I'll let you know how this thing works. By the way, there's IMAX B6 AC. Awesome. I bought it at Hobby King, and I heard some good reviews and bad reviews about it. Definitely the AC version, big difference. I don't have to worry about getting any kind of adapters, and the price was cheap. I think it was like around 40 bucks or something, maybe even less. So far I've charged believe it or not, this old NiCad battery is the only charger that actually really charged this thing up. I couldn't find anything. I had to actually make a rig. This is from the New Bright, the big old trucks. That one right there. I actually went and I made a rig of the old New Bright charger. I gutted it out completely inside, and I just using the alligator clips, I just clipped on the ends of it, and it's been charging. It's been working. These other two are really old, so they don't even take charge, but this one takes a full 19.2 without a problem. It actually goes all the way to 25 volts, 2600 milliamps, but it lasts pretty decent, even though I did my little rig here where I put a little Lipo in the back, so whenever I run out of that one. So okay, well, surprisingly he did very good, pretty decent with that battery. Now, having that much weight in the front, it made it extra sensitive, so I barely touched it and it flew pretty hard. It banged pretty hard, and I ended up smacking it into a tree, a small tree, but since I kept it nice and low, it wasn't much of a fall. I checked it, nothing broke, went back up again, and by the way, this is not normal. I added this little LED in the back, so as I'm flying up, the light's reflecting from the bottom of the propellers. I can see it at night better. The only thing I did notice is that the motor got very, very, very hot. It's a nice warm day outside. That could be it too. So I'm gonna check. Yeah, this is very hot. Maybe because of the extra weight, he's working a little hard. But he was a little extra sensitive. I touched him a little bit, and he jumped. he jumped hard and fast. But go ahead and take off the canopy so you can see how it's perfect fit. I mean, what's really holding the battery right now is a small strap and the actual canopy itself in the front. Go ahead and pop that off for you. As you can see, the battery fits just right there. I mean, it's literally resting at the bottom of the board right there. I just put a small little Velcro strap that's holding it against a little Velcro bottom I put, and what's really holding it back is the nose itself. It's keeping it nice and snug. I mean, it's perfect fit. So I can't wait to take this guy out into a park somewhere nice and high so we can test out how fast he goes. I had to actually, let me see if the settings are still there. Yeah, if you can see, I had to at one moment put the trim all the way back, because it was just a lot of forward pitch on there, which is what I wanted. So that way he can fly good in heavy winds and I don't have to keep trying to overcompensate forward. So, and again, I did that because I was just trying to hover him with this heavy battery. Normally I would have just left it and just flew like a bird. Alright, so like I said, it fits. This is the nano-tech 3.0, which is a 3000 milliamp receiver pack battery. It brings two types of tips. The standard one that's used for this type of copter, and an extra one for like receiver packs and so on and so forth. I can always experiment and use that later on for a camera source, or I don't know, depends what I feel like doing with it, or just leave it as it is. It does heat up a lot more than normal, so I am going to see about checking the heatsink on this thing or adding some additional cooling support. Alright, well, hopefully I can test this on a park another day and see how the Skyflying does.